Spain is full of charming corners, and today I'm taking you to discover 3 of its most beautiful villages. From the windmills of Consuegra, which evoke Don Quixote de la Mancha, to the medieval streets of Pedraza, where time seems to stand still, and of course we cannot forget Ainsa, a treasure at the foot of the Pyrenees with spectacular views and rich history. The first rays of light hit the hill of Calderico as the small village of Consuegra wakes up from the peaceful night under the watchful eyes of the giants of Don Quixote, the large windmills of Castilla-La Mancha. The village of Consuegra, situated in Castilla-La Mancha, about 50 kilometers from the city of Toledo, harbors maybe the best preserved windmills of the entire Iberian Peninsula. From the original 13, 12 are preserved, dating back to the 19th century and some even to the 16th century. All of them have names, and 5 of them, Sancho, Rucio, Bolero, Espartero, and Mochilas, keep their machinery in perfect conditions. The other ones also have curious names, but all of them are names taken out of the famous novel Don Quixote de la Mancha by Miguel de Cervantes. Among these windmills lies the castle of Mula. There are historians that say that this castle dates back to the Roman period, though the official documentation says it was constructed during the Caliphate of Cordoba in the 10th century. The sun is diving towards the horizon, bathing the landscape and windmills in a warm orange light. The blue hour approaches, and it seems that the visitors know what is about to happen. So, in no rush and still trying to capture the last moments with their cameras, They position themselves in the front rows for what is about to happen. And as the last light of the sun leaves the hill of Calderico, another spectacle is about to begin. What does this beautiful village from the north of Spain hide that so many people from all over the world come to enjoy its sights? Is it the high mountains, the ancient stone pavement of its streets, or the spectacular rivers that enclose this village? Full of mystery and wonder, Ainsa is probably the most beautiful village in the Pyrenees mountains. Ainsa is a picturesque town located in the Sobrarbe region in the province of Huesca in Aragon. Its charm and natural beauty make it a highly attractive tourist destination. Ainsa not only stands out for its privileged environment in the Pyrenees, but also for its rich historical and cultural heritage. Ainsa has been recognized as one of the most beautiful towns in Spain, and it is not difficult to understand why. Its historic center, which dates back to the Middle Ages, offers a journey back in time through its cobbled streets, its impressive wall, and its historic buildings. The Ainsa Castle is another most notable point of interest. Located in the upper part of the town, it was built in the 11th century and expanded in later centuries. The oldest part of this castle fortress is the keep that houses the Eco-Museum of the Pyrenean fauna, which offers an educational vision of the fauna and flora of the region with a permanent exhibition that has 12 exhibition areas on the Pyrenean biodiversity. The wall of Ainsa, also built in the 11th century, surrounds the old town of this beautiful village. From above, it offers an impressive panoramic views of the Pyrenees and the valley of Ara and Cinca rivers, rivers that converge right in this area. This fortification, along with its towers and gates, is a testimony of the strategic and defensive importance of this town in past times. Entering the town, we find the Plaza Mayor. Irregular in shape and surrounded by arcades, is the heart of this town and the place where events and fairs are held. Most of the town's restaurants are concentrated on the esplanade of the square. As an interesting fact, the gastronomic wealth of this area is such that Ainsa has one restaurant with a Michelin star. When you visit this area, be sure to try the chuletón, or cow steak. It's the typical dish of Aragon and the Pyrenees mountains. The church of Santa Maria, built between the 11th and the 12th century, is a jewel of the Aragonese Romanesque. Its robust structure and square bell tower are characteristics of this architectural style. The main doorway on the southern wall is composed of 5 archvolts on 4 pairs of columns. The tower, built in the 11th century, has a double religious and military function, given its optimal location and its considerable height of 30 meters, which makes it exceptional for its time. Inside, the sobriety and beauty of its naves stands out, as well as its altarpiece. In the altar, there is a built-in chrism from the 16th century. Under the apse, there is a crypt that serves to bridge the uneven ground. Discovered during the restoration of the temple with 18 columns with beautiful capitals. Attached to the church we find the cloister with an irregular floor plan, with 3 Romanesque sides and 2 Gothic ones, dating from the 14th and the 15th century. Walking on the streets of Ainsa, we can find small shops with local products, from the organic honey, wine with the designation of origin from Somontano, Aragon fruits, pastries, cookies and artisan chocolates, to all kinds of meat and cheese products, and of course the famous longaniza de grouse, or grouse fresh sausage. They make you enjoy these small pleasures like any other local. Walking through the medieval streets of Ainsa is a unique experience. The stone houses with their wooden balconies decorated with flowers, the cobbled squares and the small artisan shops contribute to creating a magical atmosphere. Ainsa is a destination that combines history, culture and nature in an exceptional way. Its walls, castle, church and medieval streets are not only witness of a fascinating past, but also the perfect setting to enjoy the tranquility and beauty of one of the most charming towns in Spain. Situated in the province of Segovia and nested at the foot of the Sierra de Guadarrama mountains, we find the medieval village of Pedraza. Declared a monumental complex in 1951 and being part of the Association of the Most Beautiful Villages of Spain, it is an awesome place to stroll admiring its medieval stone architecture, have a meal or spend a night in its privileged environment of stillness and authenticity. On the rock where now sits Pedraza, there are signs of prehistoric population. Artifacts found on the esplanade of the castle date this village to the 4th century before Christ. But we must jump till the 10th century, where we find historical documents where the name Pedraza appears. When the first offensive launched by the Count Fernán González to conquer this village from the Arabs was made. But it was not until the 11th century that Pedraza was conquered with the rest of the Segovian territories. The 16th and the 17th centuries correspond to the period of the greatest splendor of Pedraza, thanks to the merino sheep cabin and the honest council of La Mesta, a dense network of ravines to facilitate livestock traffic that would control over 3 million heads. The Segovian workshops became famous throughout Europe, and Castilian wool supplied workshops in Bruges and Florence. And even though Pedraza is a small village, there are a lot of things to enjoy in a day's trip to this Segovian town. The places to visit are the Plaza Mayor de Pedraza. It is the quintessence of the town. Castilian square to the core, which has been formed little by little over the years. Irregular, somewhat anarchic and quite dilapidated, it is a patchwork square that exploited the demolitions. Nobody designed it, yet it is beautiful. One of the most beautiful main squares in Spain. The most striking buildings are the porticoed houses in front of the church. Another thing to visit is the castle and museum of Zuloaga. The castle is a fortress built in the 13th century and rebuilt again in the 15th. The keep is from that century. The Dukes of Frias constables of Castile reformed it again in the 17th century, from which the structure that we currently see dates. Historical events are linked to this castle, such as the imprisonment of the children of the King Francis I of France from 1525 to 1529. Pedraza established its gastronomic beginnings in roast lambs and stews. Today it exerts an almost magical fascination among hikers who perform the rite of the ancient traffickers, but also among the most seasoned gourmets who like to combine new flavors in an exquisite environment where old and new shake hands. The House of the Imperial Eagle, located in the rebuilt church of San Miguel outside the fortified town, it provides information about this species. The village prison. It is a medieval building from the 13th century and rebuilt in the 16th century, property of the community of Villa y Tierra de Pedraza, that was opened to the public on April 1, 1994, thanks to the efforts of the Villa de Pedraza Foundation, which has managed it since then and whose collaborating guides are in charge of showing it to the public. The Church of San Juan Bautista. Located in the south side of the Plaza Mayor, it allows us to appreciate remains of its original Romanesque style, such as its proud tower with arches at its top, and the apse that can now be seen from the small square, recovered for the delight of the visitor. It has access from the Plaza Mayor through a secret passage located almost under the tower. Consuegra, Ainsa and Pedraza each reveal the diversity and beauty of inland Spain. Three villages with history, character and landscapes that speak for themselves. Three villages, three different ways to fall in love with Spain. My name is Alex Moraras. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, share and definitely subscribe to find out more amazing places to visit before you come to Spain.